this is another mix tip. Today we're going to go over sample kick. There'll be other kicks, but this is the main kick. So uh, let's check it out in the mix. Alright, let's solo it. Pretty cool. Alright, let's take everything off, give it a listen. Pretty bland. So, alright, let's go one by one. First was this FabFilter Pro Q. Down here, I'm filtering out some of the sub. You can probably only hear that if you got good headphones or speakers. Don't worry about that. I'm just doing this to get rid of the low end rumble. We will be getting that back later in this chain. Here I'm getting rid of some of the, I call it a knock. We'll listen to that. So I don't like that. I'll bypass it and listen. And this is back on. A lot more pleasing to me. Little bit of a drop there. It's not really doing anything. So if you look at this waveform, I usually like this high end to be about level with this low end, but this sample, for some reason, that click is still there without it. So excuse me. I didn't like all the high end in this mix, so plus there's going to be other kicks, but I just took that out a little bit. I'll bypass it. It's very subtle. Bypass. Back in. So, real subtle. Next, this here, I call this the nasally frequency. It's always a little different, but frequency-wise, but just listen and you'll hear it. Let me turn it on. Yeah, I don't like that one bit. Let me hit this coffee. Alright. And these frequency hunting, you'll hear it. It's bad. Okay, so bad stuff. Get it out. Ears bypassed. Back in. A lot more pleasing. So here I threw a compressor on the kick channel. I don't usually do that, but this one worked out. I liked it. The special thing about this is it's mid-side, so it's compressing like the sides of the image. So and I'm not hitting it too hard, but it's on a hard knee. Negative 20 dB in the threshold, ratio set stun, slow attack, fast release, and just listen to the difference on this one. I only did it because of this. Here's off, on. And again, I'm not hitting it hard, maybe negative 2 dB. And gain reduction, and you can see it's just barely hitting it. So this is where I was saying we're getting it back. I love the Renaissance stuff, and our bass is great. So for that frequency, that sub, kind of getting into that sub range, in the sub range. So you'll hear that again if you're on good speakers or good headphones. You'll hear that low end come right back. And that stuff really translates well in cars, and you can feel that kick. Because if I take it away, you just hear it. Bringing it in, you can feel it. And I hope you can hear this stuff. So next I added some Verb. It's vintage Valhalla Verb large chamber to give it some life. Just enough. Here's off. It's dry. Here's on. Make it sound more natural, like it's in a room. Here is what I talked about in my last video, parallel compression, and this is big. I'll start with it off, and then I'll bring it in. And you can see the settings here on my last video, but we're just setting it, I think, around like -6 maybe. Here's on. Oh no, about -3, -5 on one gain reduction, but you hear that punch, and I'll take it out. Now back in. Makes all the difference. So here's everything off and everything on. Here's just the whole drum mix without, and then I'll put them on. Now everything on. Cool. Now let's do the whole mix. I'll start with everything off on the kick and then bring it all back in. You can also hear how it affects this parallel compressor when I introduce the kick back into it. You can hear everything that's going into the parallel compression bus kind of adapt and come together. Just take a listen to that one more time. I can probably leave these on, but alright, so did you guys hear that? It's awesome. So I'll do one pass off and then one pass on, and listen how the volume and the overall stereo image changes when that kick drum is hitting that compressor. So off one pass, on one pass, and listen. And I think that's just great. So this was Kyle with another mix tip. I'll let you guys know when the next one's coming. Later.